So I got a little clip for you lot before I get into the video. Basically, I was doing a little reaction video and something was said during the reaction video. I'll show you in a sec. And it made me realize that's something that I've been thinking about for a little while. Let me show you the clip and then I'm going to explain it in detail.
Does it seem fair to hold a man in a corner to use his own children against him if he makes a decision to not be with you, to use the kids as a tool that he'll never be able to see them if he doesn't choose to be in a relationship with you?
No, not
Is that fair?
No.
But it is what you did though, isn't it? It's what I'm hearing.
For the right reasons.
I don't think there is a right reason. That,
the way he was back then.
Was he reckless?
Yeah.
To the point that it got him into trouble?
Yeah. Big trouble.
So what happened?
It was like it shut off and it was a different person. So the person that I met 7 years ago to what I've seen bits of is completely different.
What do you reckon?
What do you mean the person you met 7 years ago? The fucking youth was a pickney. He was 13. Of course he's going to be, oh my God. You the viewer, I beg you ask yourself, what was your mindset when you was fucking 13 as opposed to when you was 21? Of course it's going to be fucking different. Like, what, you don't expect growth? God forbid a man is 21 is still on the same shit that he's on when he's 13. What kind of bullshit is that?
To the point that your children would have been unsafe.
That couple there, they've been together since they were 13, 14, blood. Young. And you heard what the girl said. You're not the same man that I met 7 years ago. It's like, blood. The youth is now 20, 21 years old. And God forbid a man's 21 years old and he's still on the same bullshit that he was 7 years ago when he was 13, 14, blood. But that's one thing I noticed about the human brain, you know. It cannot comprehend growth. Where you are today, my brother, is where people expect you to be in 10 years' time, you know. Like, people do it all the time and they don't even know. Have you ever experienced this before in your life? You go to a family barbecue or a family meet-up, little party, whatever, and you haven't seen certain relatives since you was 10 years old and about 15 years has passed. And you bump into them and like, oh my God, I ain't seen you since you was 10 years old when you was down there. I never expected you to grow up and be so big. It's like, blood, do you expect me to stay the same height since I was 10 years old? Like, what, you think 10-year-olds don't grow or something? Where people last saw you is where they expect you to still be in 10 years' time. So if you're broke today, they expect you to still be broke in 10 years' time, blood. What I'm saying today, there's certain people going to expect me to still say that in 10 years' time. I might change my mindset on certain things. Now, don't get it twisted. There's certain things you can't change your mindset on if you make certain statements. Like me, I say, getting married is an idiot thing. You're an idiot if you get married and that. Yeah, I ain't changing my mindset on that. And I'm not saying that I will change my mindset on this, but I'm saying, like, you could allow a man for changing his mindset on, you know, like, I don't believe in it's not what you know, it's who you know, or whatever, innit? I'll never change my mindset on that. But if someone did, then you could say, all right, cool, maybe you get me different life experiences and that, or whatever. Yeah. But there's certain things, like if you have strong principles on certain shit, man for stick to that for the rest of their life, innit? But little opinions and shit like, YOLO, you only live once and all that nonsense and that, or it's not what you know, it's who you know. You could change your mindset on that. Me, I wouldn't personally, but yeah, if someone did. But literally, YouTube's like a place where you can't evolve. If you said something 10 years ago, you need to still be on that same mindset, energy 10 years later. The human brain cannot comprehend growth. Literally, human beings will lose our fucking mind if they release certain technologies. Have you noticed, like, technologies always go up in slow, gradual improvements? Like, it don't just go from one basic thing to something complex. That's too much for the human brain. We'll lose our fucking mind. Imagine like tomorrow you woke up and there was all flying cars and that. People will lose their mind, blood. And I noticed the root cause of hate and jealousy is because the human brain cannot comprehend growth. Like I said, where you are today is where a man expects you to be in 10 years' time. So like, obviously, you know already, man talk about hate and jealousy and, you get me, people them around you not supporting you and that. And literally, you'll get more love and support from total strangers. You'll get more love and support from people that you've never met or will never meet. So if you're on YouTube or you're on Instagram and that doing your thing, you'll get more love and support from the people then that you will never ever meet in your life, as opposed to the people then that share the same DNA as you, they're from the same family as you, or they're your so-called friends and that. Them people there, they're more likely to hate on you, be jealous, envious and that, want you to fall, want you to crash. Because the human brain cannot understand that, you know, some people are not just going to be a plasterer or just going to be an accountant or a bricklayer or even a doctor. Some people are going to go on to become multi-millionaires. Some people ain't just going to be driving that shit fucking Rover. Certain men are going to be driving a Ferrari. Literally, where man think you are today is where man expects you to be in 10 years' time. But it's a reflection of themselves though, really and truly. If you don't understand that people can grow and be successful at that, that says more about you than them. Certain men need to be careful. Certain men will really get themselves in trouble. I've had conversations with man about this. And certain man may have been a nobody, may have been a dickhead, a wass in secondary school and that. But that was back in secondary school. You need to be careful of that guy now, you know. He's on job. Yeah, he went jail and he's just smacking up bare man and he's chinging up man on road and that. So yeah, you might have pricked him in school. He might be a dickhead in school to you, but that was in school. On road, it's a different story. And I know man that went to my school and you had one guy, he was a nobody, just a cool brother, get me, nothing special. He knew how to fight though, he could box. Then you had a next brother in the same year group, loud mouth, big mouth, you get me. He wasn't a bad boy, but he thought he was bad. Certain man just talk bad, and plus they got a cousin from the ends who's a someone in it, so no one wants to touch them. No one wants it. So you got my man who's a nobody or whatever, but he knows how to swing, he can fight. And then you got my man who thinks he's a bad boy and that, but I'm really and truly, he's not a bad boy. On road, it's just pure L's, no wins, nothing like that. And I remember the two guys, you get me, they're both on road now outside of school. Because you have to remember, school is not for bad man, innit? Like, you're not supposed to be a bad man in school, innit? The bad man thing is on the road, innit? So them two are both on road and they're both in gangs and that, part of the same kind of clique. And I remember the one that had the loud mouth, the one that was a so-called bad boy in school, he still thinks he's bad on road, obviously, although he's just taking bare L. He tried to stick it on the one that was perceived to be a nobody in school. Oh, you're a dickhead, shut your mouth and that. The one that was a nobody in school, oh, he's bad now. Banged him in his face and dashed him. My man did not talk, he did not talk no grease to him after that. The reason why a man got himself in a position where he got chiefed up is because he's expected him to still be some neek, some nobody, some nerd. Nah, fam. People change, blood. There's man I know. Man that was on nothing. Overnight, they become bad boys. Overnight, they're a gunman. Blood. Even if he was a neat back in the day or no one back in the day, blood, he's a gunman now. You need to be careful, blood. Man like that will put you in a pack if you're not careful, blood. So yeah, a man might be a dickhead back in the day, fam, but now he's a somebody. You gotta respect him, blood. Yeah, thinking someone is always gonna be the same way, that's, boy, you need to be careful, blood. You end up getting yourself hurt, fam. And literally, the human mind cannot comprehend growth. That's why a lot of people struggle with evolution. I'm not gonna get into it in this video, but literally, where you are today, that's where people expect you to be in 10 years' time. But really and truly, it's just a reflection of themselves. Unless you was really on the wrong path. Like, I know some people back in the day, like, they probably thought, yeah, Jay, man's just going to be some, get me, just some guy on the road, on ends with 2, 3, 4 baby mums and that. Nah, fam. Nah. But, get me, man's here to break the cycle and that. Don't know.